drippy right now. Lil' mama got ass for days, and I got cash for days. That fake shit I can relate. Hey, I see it all over his face. Yeah, I got racks in the safe. Yeah, I'm fucking on your back. Never keep up when you lay.
Alright, good evening YouTube. It's been a while since I uploaded a video instead of the little short clips. Today, I'm going to talk about top five must upgrades for Zx14. Zx14rs. Top 5 must upgrades. Alright, these is my top 5. I'm not saying that everybody's top 5, but alright. Top 5 upgrades for Zx14. Number 1, I always suggest an ECU Flash and fuel mapping. Alright, reason why I say that, the ECU Flash, it takes off a lot of the restrictions. Now, you're not just going to get an ECU Flash and end up getting like 15 horsepower or whatnot like that. Alright, what an ECU Flash does, it takes off the restrictions. Like, the butterflies only open up at a certain time. Well, the ECU Flash edits that and make it where they open up sooner. Also, they can take off the D-cell pop. You know, when you come off the throttle, they go pow, 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 and all that stuff, and it kills it, and it gets the little jerking and all that stuff. Also, ECU Flash increase the rev limiters. It and when you do the fuel mapping and all that stuff, you can add spark, you can add more fuel and all that stuff. But for me, I have the Google ECU Flash, and then on top of that, I end up having the PC5. And the reason why I have the PC5 is so it gives me more of a capabilities to edit, make changes to my settings. Plus, I have the multi-map switch, so I can change between a street map with regular pump gas, or I can switch to race fuel. And so again, that's the Google Flash and the PC5. Alright, next, I highly suggest, if you're going to flash it, go ahead and do the full exhaust. For my bike, for 2 of my bikes, I end up having the Brock Sidewinder. I like the Brock Sidewinder. I had the short mag, not the short mag, but the alien head for a little bit on my 06. Ended up taking that off, and I tried the Muzzy. That's before Muzzy went out of business. Muzzy system, yeah, it was nice. It was alright, but I'm more of a fan of the Brock system. I just like the way it sounds, like the way it looks. The Muzzy system had a little bit more better ground clearance and stuff because the Brock comes out the 2 collectors into one, where it goes 4-2-1, where the Muzzy pretty much came from 4 all into 1, and then it was 1 piping coming out to the side. So when you was in the turns, the piping just wasn't so big, so it scraped the ground. Next, high flow air filter. Because I don't ride much on the street, I took an air filter and a stock air filter, cut it up, mocked it up, put a screen and all that stuff on it. I do, for my street bike, I have a BMC high flow. It's the race filter. Now, Canon makes a filter, Dyna makes an air filter, but a high flow air filter is so much better than that stock paper filter. That stock paper filter, man, it's thick. It's supposed to catch all the particles. When you have a race filter, most likely those race filters, when you put them in the light and you look through them, that race filter, you can almost see through it if it's like the BNC, but BNC also makes a street filter. But air filter, it's another thing I suggest. Number 4 on my list is the, I've been battling a cold. My next, number 4, is a small block offs. Small block offs, it actually helps the bike on the higher end when you're riding your bike, the bike recircles the unburnt fuel back in the smog back into the motor, so it burns it. All right. When you do a small block off, you eliminate that. So you eliminate putting that hot, unused fuel and air back into the air box. So you're constantly getting cold air now. You can usually see, I guess, 3 to 5 horsepower gain out of that. But I highly suggest it. I mean, it's good to have. I've done it for all bikes, from my R1 to the 14s and all that. And it's just something I had to put on my list. Another I highly suggest for the Zx14 is the fender eliminator. It's not a performance, like you're not going to get any horsepower out of it. But one, you save a lot of weight by doing the fender eliminator. But also, if you're dragging and stuff like that, and you want to extend the swing arm, you want that fender eliminator. It just gives you a little bit more room to work with and all that. With all those things, I mean, you're almost track ready. I mean, well, Zx14, you're pretty much track ready, because ECU Flash Zx14 user makes around 204 horsepower, and that's with exhaust, ECU. With the air filter, you'll probably get another 2 horsepower to 5, and then when you do your fuel mapping and stuff like that, you can run race fuel. I keep cans of MR12, and I got C16, and then I have right now 110 in the bike. 110 I can actually get at Shell. It's $8 a gallon. If I use my Shell card with my benefits, it takes like 10 cents off per gallon. So I save about $1 by the time I fill up my can. But I mean, at $8 a gallon is really not. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than buying a can. C16 is almost like $80. And that's a 5 gallon canister. So if I can spend 40 instead of 80, I'd rather do that. Alright, but top 5. Now, while I got y'all here, I addressed some things that was asked and all that stuff. Alright, yes, I did download my bike, have it downloaded, and it's in 230s on motor, high 230s, and I do have a 100 shot on it. I just recently went to the 100 shot, so you know, it was running like a 60 shot. 60 shot, I was able to go down the track when I did take it down the track at 8.3s. I really didn't have much time because I bought it last year, put it together last year, started racing it last year, and all that stuff. And I was still trying to learn the bike. I had somebody saying, well, if you got 230, almost 240 horsepower, plus you got 100 a shot of nitrous, you should be in 7 seconds. No, not true at all. Last year I was like 240 at one point in time. Then I got down to 230. Now I'm back to like 215, 220 with clothes on. Me and this bike weighs like 520 something pounds. I mean, it's got all the factory frames, you know. It's got gas tank, metal gas tank in it. It's not gonna do in deep in those 7 seconds. I don't know where you get your math at. Whoever said that, I'm not gonna put them on blast, but you know, I know they follow me on YouTube and everything. But bike weighs 500, let's say 520. All right, I'm 220. That's 740 pounds. So you're talking about 740 pounds and 340 horsepower. There's no way I plan on being down in the sevens. Now, if I was like 150, 160 pounds, I could see that. But I got 70 pounds on that. I just wanted to address that. I mean, let's use a common knowledge, you know. But you will see me at the track. My plans is doing flat eights. So as long as I do flat eights and I can kind of adjust everything, I'll be happy. But I had planned on going ahead and build the bike some more, just rip up the motor, just go wild with it this year, but before the track season. But had an issue with my BMW, ended up spending about $6,000 getting it fixed, and because I kind of need it. The only thing I have other than that is a race car, so, and the bikes. Can't ride the bikes, these bikes in the rain, not every day. I've half rode them. It's not like I chose to ride them in the rain, but I've rode them in the rain. But spent $6,000 on that, so it kind of put me behind. As you see, I've added some stuff to the bike. I already talked about that, so I'm not going to hit on it again. Only thing that I probably didn't hit on that I added is I got new rear sets, the CNC rear sets, and then I got the new stabilizer that matches the rear sets and the levers, black and green, everything. Alright. Oh, and I did the LRC engine and stator cover. Well, the clutch and the stator cover for the engine. And the Vortex gas cap. My spare gas tank, I got it put up. I put the other gas cap in it. And I just, I've slowly been working on it, I mean, I do have other life. I mean, I work. I'm an engineer. And other than engineer, I got a personal business, a little small business. I do sell parts and stuff like that. And I do a lot of electrical wiring and stuff for people and stuff like systems and alarm systems and all that stuff. Work on cars, minor things. I probably could do some major things, but I don't have much of a garage. But yeah, top 5. I try to do another video. I have bought a new action camera. I'm just waiting for it to come in the mail. Hopefully when it stops raining, stops being like 50 degrees outside, and it's back to 70, 80, I can do some ride-alongs and all that stuff, show you how it runs and all that stuff. Plus, I plan on taking and having some videos at the track, alright? But right now, like I said, we've been having tornadoes and rainstorms, thunderstorms. 1 minute it's like 60, next minute it's like 30 degrees and trying to snow outside. So, but I live in South Central Kentucky, so it's wild here. But that's it, YouTube. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Like my videos. I mean, if you like my videos, it helps me out a whole bunch. You just don't know how much it helps out when you like a video. It helps my video gets played, the more people like it. Alright, more it gets played, the more videos I can do and all that stuff, and more content. I mean, my thing is I like to be able to put content like every day. I just don't have that time and everything. I would like to do it every week, once a week or 2 times a week, but I'm trying to do it as much as I can when I have good stuff. But stay